What's going on, guys? Welcome to Invest with a Purpose. Today's video, we're going to be talking about what exactly is the future for ShibaSwap, Shiba Inu, Bone, and basically what's going to go on moving forward now that the liquidity event is over. And first things I want to get into is I want to show you guys exactly what we're going to be going over today so you know what you're getting into. So first, we're going to explain what the liquidity event was and basically its effect on Bone so far. And I'm going to show the effect on Bone so far through this chart analysis, and then we're going to move forward into talking about what exactly needs to go on and what will go on, or what has gone on, or gone on anyhow, with Bone and everything, and what needs to happen for it to move forward and grow to new levels. So, like I said, starting off first, we're going to be talking about what exactly the liquidity event is, and let's get right into that. So the liquidity event was basically where instead of 100 Bone per block being minted, we were hitting 1,000 Bone per block minted. As you can see right here, it says to get ShibaSwap off on the right paw. I love when they do little stuff like that, little cute little references to the dog thing. I think that's really clever, and I really like that. It says we are having a 2-week liquidity event. During these 14 days, 1,000 Bone per block will be minted for allocation pool user returns. And that basically means if you were taking part in digging during this 14-day period, you were getting 10 times your returns, which is absolutely amazing. However, people who bought in at the beginning did not get a very good deal, and that's why I got in at a much better price and a much better time. Granted, I made less Bone. However, it didn't cost me as much to create the Bone that I created. So I think I got around 2,000 Bone unwoofable, and I probably would have been able to get maybe 4,000, 5,000, double that amount. If I would have started sooner. However, I would have been paying for Bone at a much higher rate, which let's show that right here. So at the beginning of the liquidity event, Bone got up to around $80. If you guys know, you know. Right here it says 75, but I'm pretty sure it was a little higher than that. I'm pretty sure it was like $85. It's just not showing on this chart for whatever reason. But it was very, 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 very high. And the people who were buying into the liquidity pools so that they could create more Bone were paying these high ridiculous prices like 80, 75, $60, $50, $40, $45, because you're buying in all the way down because you don't know where the floor is. Little do you know, the floor has been all the way down here at like literally $3 or $2.50 or something like that, which is absolutely insane. But I want to go back here real quick one more time and explain to you guys why exactly that has brought the price down and what's going to happen moving forward. So basically with supply and demand, which we're going to get into later, there was a lot of downward pressure on Bone, which created this huge fall off. Why? Because I can't even explain how many, but tons and tons of people were buying into liquidity pools and creating and minting so much Bone. And I believe every block is about 14 seconds. So people are getting, 1,000 Bone per block every 14 seconds. I don't even want to do the math on that, but it's a crazy amount of Bone being minted per minute, per day, and then over the 14 days, it was a lot. Anyhow, so as you can see, pumped up the price super big, and then we've seen a consistent downtrend because of the amount of pressure has been coming in. The pressure is from there being a lot of supply and not a lot of demand, which we're going to get into supply and demand in a moment. However, this is it. And so what I'm going to talk about now is the fact that moving forward, we're going to see this start to taper off. And for the next 6 months, we will see our profits, I guess, or the amount of Bone we're getting be declining until around January, February of next year, and then it'll start to flatten out more at around $20 per block, or 20 Bone per block, I'm sorry. And so 20 Bone per block, and it will literally taper off all the way until 2024. My question is, well, I have a question. I'll save that for the end of the video, but I have a very good question. I'm sure you guys will find this interesting. But anyhow, let's take a look here and look at what has happened since the liquidity event has ended. So because the amount of Bone being minted was so high, it was driving the price down. Now that we have less Bone per block being minted, look at exactly what's going on right here, guys. You can clearly see that the day of the liquidity event ending, we see clear consolidation, and then following that, the following days, we have seen upward trend and moving upward channel. Like, it looks good, guys. Like, things are looking a lot better, and hopefully we see this same thing play out for the foreseeable future. Now let's get into supply and demand, what I've been kind of hinting at for the first half of the video. Guys, at the beginning, we are seeing a low demand and an increasingly crazy amount of supply. Because so many people are providing liquidity and so many people are getting a lot of bone and creating a lot of bone, there is a ton of supply. And the fact that people are selling off to take profits, that lowers the demand. That means that people aren't holding it. People don't want it as much. It's being sold more than it's being bought. And there's multiple reasons for that, which we'll get into. But we don't want to see low demand, high supply. We want to see low supply, high demand. And this is something that Bitcoin has done super well, being the most popular cryptocurrency in the world. It has a very high demand because it was the first created, and it has use cases, or not use cases, but it has use because people accept it. However, the supply is very, very, very low. I think it's what, like 20 million, 21 million, something like that. And the lower the supply, the higher the demand, the more rare the other tokens are, which is a reason why people wanted to see burns within the Shiba Inu community. They want to see burns because they know that if the supply comes down, the rest of the supply that's left will be worth a lot more later. So, oh wait, I had this kind of covered. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I wasn't really blocking anything important here, but basically I was just showing that it went super high. I hope I wasn't. If it was over here, yeah, no, you guys, I was kind of blocking it. Dang, I'm so sorry, guys. So as you can see up here, it did push up super high to these super high numbers of like 75 or so, and then came all the way down. The only part that I was blocking was this part where it just kept going down. But people were buying up here, 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 here. People were buying all over this. And then as you can see it coming down, we have started to consolidate and stuff like that. And when you zoom in, you just see the consistent downtrend. And then we would be over at the end where it's consolidating and pushing up. So over here, nothing really important. The most important part was the fact that we saw a big push up and then a super aggressive downtrend and then consolidation and downtrend here until we found a floor after the event was over. So didn't really miss out on anything. I'm sure I'm going to see some comments down below like, you're blocking it, you're blocking it. But anyways, guys, so like I was saying here, you want to see the demand go up, supply go down. And like I said, that the reason for those things are many reasons why we can get to this point, and this is why we want to see the demand go up and the supply go down. So let's get right into that. What I said right here was you want more things influencing this in a positive way, such as like raising the demand. So as many things that can raise the demand as possible, such as like exposure, just different use cases, stuff like that, and then supply to go down. And that's something that's kind of like burns or a lot of people buying into it, because naturally as people buy it up, there's less supply, there's less left over, you know what I'm saying, as long as they aren't selling. If those people are buying and holding, there's less left over from other people. So let's get right into this, guys. So the price of bone will go up because of the following reasons. Much less downward pressure. Guys, as you can see, right after the event had ended, we saw consistent consolidation, and then now we are seeing consistent uptrend. That is because the downward pressure that has been going on this entire time is now over. Instead of 10x on our returns, it's only 1x. So 90% of the bone that was being minted per block has been cut down tremendously, which is why this is helping out so much and why it will continue to rise, in my opinion. So if we take a look over here, the next thing that is there is exchange listings. And this, I want to bring up a principle that my mom taught me. And she's been saying it, and it's been helping me with everything that I've been doing, such as the YouTube, such as the Patreon. Quick plug, if you guys would like to have a one-on-one session with me where we can go over literally anything you want, whether that be ShibaSwap, real estate, social media, whatever, different financial consulting, whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about that. So check out the link in the description for Patreon. It's $50 a month for one of the subscriptions, and you literally get a 1-hour session with me every single month. And yeah, we can talk about anything. We can do checkups. We can do literally anything. I've done real estate. I've done businesses like an entrepreneur. I've been in the stock market for 4 years. I'm now pretty experienced in cryptocurrency. Definitely not a crypto genius or anything, but I know a little something about charts and stuff like that. Or literally just anything you want. I do social media too. Lots of things. So anything you want to talk about, we can talk about that for an hour. You can pick my brain and we can have some conversation. Moving on, other things that let's get into the exchange listings. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So what my mom said before I got off topic a little bit was that if you build it, they will come, and that motivated me to get just things out there. So post more videos, create a Patreon, create a course, do those things, and people will come to it. And that is exactly what has happened throughout my journey of growth, but also that will happen here with Bone. Guys, you got to remember, it's at this low price and literally no one, and I mean no one, can buy it. The only way you can buy or obtain Bone is through the liquidity pools doing this, or swapping your tokens that you bring over, but you have to do it on ShibaSwap. So I don't think it's on Uniswap. If it is, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure the only place you can get it is on here on ShibaSwap, and basically swap your tokens for something else. So unless people take the time to do that, that's the only way that you'll be able to get it. So right now it's hard to get. It's not an easy thing to attain. Therefore, the demand is not very high because it can't be. It's not built, so they can't come. I hope that makes sense. Like, it's not there for people to buy, but once it is there for people to buy, people will be buying it up, especially if you come to consider. And I don't want to go too far into this. I want to kind of keep it where it's at. I don't want it to be too crazy, but I want to just explain real quick that if you take a look at Uniswap, and I went over this a little bit in another video, but I can make another video. I have an idea. However, it has taken them literally, or I can't even see market cap on here, so we're not going to do that. But it took Uniswap 5 to 6 months to reach $1.7 billion on the platform, or in that token. We have done that in a week, literally a week. In 1 week, we locked $1.7 billion on the platform. It took them months to do something like that in a bull market. We are in a bear market, and we accomplished that in 1 freaking week. Guys, so if that time translates over time, if we start to see that, guys, you'll see that over time we will be the most polarizing, the best, the number one swap in crypto space, which is where Uniswap is right now, I believe. And I think that when we're doing better than they did at the start, therefore we should do better than them a year from now. We should be doing way bigger numbers than they are. And once we're solidified in the space, I think that we will be able to do that. We've accomplished this in a bear market. Wait for us to see a bull market, and things will start to literally go crazy, guys. So moving on from that, um, seeing this thing in action, being able to see Bone being a part of the voting system, and being able that people will, which is kind of what we were talking about, but like being able to see it in action, people will see that it is the number one. If it is the number one swap in the space, and it's doing crazy numbers, and it's making people lots of money. Once people start to see how it works, people are going to want to buy it. That is going to be a huge catalyst. It's like, okay, we're going to have a vote, and you take your Bone tokens, and whoever has the most Bone, you have a bigger vote on what's going on. People are going to snag that up like crazy, especially if it's listed on exchanges like crypto.com or Binance. And yeah, like if it's listed on something like that, it will literally blow up because people want to buy this. They just don't know it yet. So like people are not super aware of it. People don't know where to get it, or people aren't super into ShibaSwap yet. But that leads us on to our next point, being just more exposure for ShibaSwap. It's literally been out for 2 weeks, guys. So it's hard to say that there's enough people with eyes on it. There's a lot of people with eyes on it, $1.7 billion worth. However, that's a small piece of the pie. And I know it sounds crazy to say that $1.7 billion isn't enough, but it's not. So compared to what the numbers that we'll be doing in the future, it's not even close, guys. So just know that once this gets more exposure, more people start to see how much money people are making from ShibaSwap, which is a video that I'm going to be breaking down and coming out with very soon. So if you guys have not already, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because one of the coming videos is going to be about how much money I've made during the liquidity event, how much money I'm making after the liquidity event, and basically the benefits. And then after that, I want to post another video on how you guys can get the most out of ShibaSwap depending on how much money that you have. And like I said, if you guys want to do that instead of a video form where I'm just saying it, and you want to work with your actual numbers and work with me, check out the Patreon link in the description. We could do a one-on-one session and go over exactly what's best for you. And I'm not a financial advisor. However, I can probably help you come up with a good plan on what to do and how to make money with ShibaSwap. So those videos will be coming out very soon. So get ready for that. But once more people start to see my story, and I'm a small piece of the pie, small piece. People have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in ShibaSwap. I'm a small guy, and I'm still making really good money with ShibaSwap. So the more people that start to see that type of stuff, where people are making a lot of money, and where people are making passive income, and where people are investing into something that is going to be way bigger later, it's going to explode, man. We just need more exposure and more time. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to invest every second of every day with a purpose. Don't forget, turn on that post notification so you never miss an upload from yours truly. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.